This video was brought to you by Elgato Gaming. If you want to step up your production quality, be it capture card, lighting, a professional face cam, or a stream deck to control your streams, then check out the link in the description. We've been enjoying Call of Duty Zombies for over 10 years now, and whilst we've had over 45 maps in that time, there are a ton of things that have been removed from Zombies over the years which we have never seen before. So in this video, we're going to drop a few bombshells and go over the top 15 things removed from Call of Duty Zombies. Now there is a lot to get through in this video, so I encourage you to watch the entire video through without skipping so you don't miss out on any of these things. And while we gear up for the road to Cold War launch, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on anything here on the channel. But kicking things off, we're going to start with the mystery behind the Electric Cherry perk jingle. Now, I'm sure you're probably scratching your head going, hang on a minute, John. Electric Cherry doesn't have a perk jingle, and that's been the mystery ever since Electric Cherry was on Mob 7 years ago. We've seen Electric Cherry in almost every single Zombies map since, but it's never had its own machine apart from in Mob. So what happened to the perk jingle? Well, my friends, I can tell you now that Electric Cherry was originally given a 1980s disco themed jingle. It was completely finished, ready to be put in the map with that perk machine, but it was cut since the jingle did not fit the tone of Mob, and I really can't ever imagine it being in there. But it's crazy that the jingle has not returned in any subsequent map since Electric Cherry has only appeared in the Wonderfizz machine from that point onwards. Maybe one day in the vaults of Treyarch we may actually hear the Electric Cherry perk jingle, but for now it remains a removed disco myth. Staying on the topic of jingles, did you know that Juggernog had a completely different jingle which they swapped out for the Juggernog jingle we know and love? That's right, discovered inside of World at War, you can find an alternate Juggernog jingle which was a late cut to Zombies after the jingle we hear now was added in. It's another classic jingle with Craig Houston on the vocals, so take a listen.
Jugger, 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 jugger.
Now, unfortunately, I can't play you the entire jingle because all the old perk jingles Treyarch created with actual stock music rather than creating the background music themselves. But if you bought Juggernog with this jingle still in there, you would have heard the part we just listened to. And it's so weird to think that such an iconic jingle as the Juggernog one could have sounded and been completely different. Staying on the topic of jingles, our next thing removed from Call of Duty Zombies is an alternative fire sale song. It's the exact same fire sale music we know and love, but it has the demonic Samantha announcer included.
Attention zombie shoppers, time for a fire sale. Until the music stops, box pulls $10 at a convenient location near you.
Now, strangely enough, I believe this exists on the Nintendo Wii version of Black Ops 1 Zombies and can happen every so often, but it was definitely planned to be on all versions of Black Ops on Kino de Toten and 5, but we just never saw it, or heard it, I should say. Staying on top of Black Ops 1, it is full of mysteries and strange things which would have been very, very cool for us to see, and that is a removed zombie type called the Butcher in Black Ops 1. Here is what he would have looked like in-game, and he is a monster. He is huge, he slams down this weird object in his hand, and this was genuinely going to be part of the Black Ops Zombies maps, cut for a reason we don't really know, but he was repurposed into George Romero in Call of the Dead. If you watch the animations, and especially with the object he uses, it's pretty much identical animation-wise to what we see with George Romero and the studio light weapon that he holds all the time. But funnily enough, this boss actually got repurposed into Call of Duty Mobile Zombies at one point. So it was removed from Black Ops Zombies, but did end up actually being in a Call of Duty game for a little while. Now let's jump to something a little more obscure. When it comes to Shadows of Evil on release, Treyarch actually changed and removed a ton of features which I'm sure you guys don't even remember. Prior to any day one patches, Shadows of Evil was significantly harder than what it is today. The zombies AI was on another level, with zombies sprinting at you from as low as round 2. And the cost of doors on solo was significantly higher to what they are now, to make the game purposely harder as a way for Treyarch to punish those that had early copies. Furthermore, the Gobblegum machine worked very differently, and it worked like the mystery box, where only one location on the map would have a Gobblegum machine, and after one hit, the Gobblegum machine would become unavailable and move just like the mystery box if you got a teddy bear. Fire sale also affected Gobblegum machine use, where it would only cost you 10 points to hit the Gobblegum machine, but again, it would be just like Zombies zombies where only one location could house the machine. Margers were also significantly easier to deal with as they constantly had multiple mouths open at once, whilst now they only have one. And how could we complete this off without talking about the Apothecant Servant upgrade? I'm sure you all remember this, but prior to a patch, you could trick the Pack-a-Punch machine into accepting the Apothecant Servant by quickly swapping weapon and placing it in the machine, and you were given an incredible upgraded version with tons more ammo, essentially making the game a lot easier. We did eventually see this upgrade on Revelations, but it had its ammo count significantly reduced. And what's also quite funny is you could use the Ethereal Enhancement Gobblegum in order to Pack-a-Punch it for 60 seconds. No one really knows why they created a upgraded version if there wasn't actually a way for us to get it. But hey, pre-patch Black Ops 3 Zombies was a very interesting beast. Let's get into some really interesting stuff, and we're going to talk about cut perks from Call of Duty Zombies. Now, Black Ops 1 Zombies is the main culprit here, who had 3 perks cut from Ascension. These being Tough Brew, DTP Boom, and Pronade. And these were cut during Ascension's early development and ultimately ended up being fused all together into one Frankenstein perk called PhD Flopper, although that's not confirmed. The only reason why we know these exist is for the audio files for them. So Tough Brew was supposedly going to enhance the player's resistance against explosives. DTP Boom would create the now known as PhD Nuke explosion when diving to prone, and Pronade would make you go prone faster. Isn't it crazy that all 3 of those abilities were merged into one singular perk? I can't imagine buying any of those perks on their own. It was probably a good decision to merge them all into one. But let's move over to cancelled weapons, and I know this is going to be a very interesting one. Did you know that a chainsaw weapon was going to be in the original Black Ops Zombies? That's right, a full-on chainsaw, and the files for this chainsaw still exist in the mod tools for Black Ops 1, so here you're seeing footage of what it would have been like to use it in game, and I cannot ever imagine this going down well. But hey, we managed to get one eventually in Raven the Redwoods, but we could have got it a lot sooner. And on top of that, the AK-47 was supposed to be in Black Ops 1 Zombies. We did eventually see it in Mob in Black Ops 2, but hey, it was supposed to be in Black Ops 1, and it's supposed to have a Dragon's Breath shotgun attachment to it as well. Now, I'm sure most of you watching this video know that Paris was supposed to be the final DLC in Black Ops 1, and that Kino de Toten was supposed to be in World at War. But did you know that if Kino de Toten was in World at War, it would have thrown the balance completely of what wonder weapons we would have seen for the start of Black Ops 1? The Wonder Waffle was planned to be on Kino de Toten instead of the Thunder Gun, and the Thunder Gun was originally supposed to debut on the map 5 instead of the Winter's Howl. Quotes for both these weapons exist inside of Black Ops 1, and I just can't ever imagine Kino without the Thunder Gun. It's super weird. Let's continue on and jump to Black Ops 2, which easily has some of the most obscure, weird, and coolest things removed ever from Call of Duty Zombies, and we're starting it out with more game modes in Black Ops 2 Zombies. There were many game modes cut from Black Ops 2, such as Race, Meat, No Man's Land, and Containment. Race was a special mode supposed to be played in the Tunnel of Transit, the power station, and farm area. Upon spawning in, you were introduced to the rules by Richtofen as the announcer, and the race began. And every time a player missed or reached a new hoop or lap, they would get feedback from the announcer. As for Meat, this was played in town, where 2 teams of 4 were split into 2 opposing sides of the map. Upon starting, a piece of meat would then spawn on either side. Zombies would spawn, but they'd only go after the team which had the meat on their side of the stage. The objective was to stay alive for as long as possible by throwing and keeping the meat at your opponent's side of the stage. The image you've seen on screen is the only image that exists of meat, which is of concept artwork from the game, but we did recently have files discovered by the community of announcer quotes for Richtofen from a alpha version of the game.
Hey there, willing participants! Welcome to Meat! The rules are easy. When the meat drops, you finally reached manhood. I mean, grab it, throw it, don't get caught with it. Zombies will only attack you if your side has the meat. Don't die and you might just win. Feel free to kick it too, my pretties. Get ready to play Meat!
Now let's shift gears to one of the most exciting finds of recent years, and it's so strange to see this, but this is the Richtofen head weapon in Mob. it was going to appear exclusively to the grief mode, and it was going to work as the map's version of Zombies Flesh. So when thrown at an enemy player, it would get stuck on them and it would attract the zombies to them. Narratively, I don't understand how this would have made sense, but this would have been so incredibly cool to have in the game. And in the race game mode, you could score points like basketball by throwing Richtofen's head into hoops. What an absolute mad lad concept. Now, this next thing is something which I bet absolutely none of you know or remember, because this was such a vague thing that it was removed as the game released. But if you had Black Ops 2 pre-launch and you done the teddy bear Easter egg on transit, it would play a completely different Easter egg song to what you're used to. Now, changing the song was absolutely the best choice here, because the original song does not fit transit whatsoever, and this is I'ma Try It Out. You know that really catchy, annoying song that's in the club level from the campaign? Yeah, no joke, that was originally in transit as the Easter egg song. I guarantee you, if you guys have this on Xbox 360, delete all your patches, load up transit, and activate the 3 teddy bears, and you will hear this song play. I don't know why it was in here, but hey, it is there, hiding away. Let's jump to a little more recent game called Black Ops 4 Zombies, where there's, you know, quite a few things that we never got. Some more obvious than others, but one of them was official playlists by Treyarch for custom mutations. These were going to be called Treyarch Custom Mutations, and these were planned to be weekly or every other week of an actual official playlist made by Treyarch that would be a map with certain custom mutation rules set by them that you could complete. Now, I can absolutely confirm that this was real, because when I went to play Ancient Evil earlier at Treyarch, the playlist option for Treyarch Custom Mutations was there. And this feature would have absolutely revolutionized how often people played Black Ops 4 Zombies, as there was always going to be something fresh and new to play. I mean, look at the playlist updates for Modern Warfare on Warzone and multiplayer. It still gets people excited. Custom Mutations has so many settings that you can change that it's definitely wasted potential, and I definitely think something like this for the next game would be incredible. If you agree with me, be sure to leave a like rating on the video if you haven't already. I think you guys know where we're going with this next thing removed. Yeah, it's kind of a meme. It's factions. So factions were supposed to add another dimension to the Chaos storyline, as we could choose to side with 4 different factions: Bloodfaith, Tempest Novi, Dustborn, or the First Legion. The factions would expand and flesh out the Zombies universe, with each event culminating the faction-based narrative, with Jason explaining that it would add a new layer to the Zombies experience. Who do you stand with, and what does that mean as you progress along that path? What makes it so sad is that this was first announced at San Diego Comic-Con in July of 2018. We heard nothing about this feature till January 15th, 2019, saying that it would be coming later in the year. And in March, Treyarch stated factions were planning to be released between April 30th and July 16th, and no detail has been revealed since. All we have of the mode is these data mined logos to confirm the faction's existence, but that's beyond it. I think the problem with Black Ops 4 is that Treyarch just tried to do a little bit too much all at once and didn't really know where to put their focus on. What made Black Ops 3 Zombies so successful is that they focus purely on the maps and the quality of the maps, as opposed to adding various game modes and features which it obviously couldn't fully deliver on, just like Black Ops 2. Who knows what this feature would have been like, but hey, it was removed from Black Ops 4 and it's never gonna be in there. And for our 15th and final thing removed, I thought we'd go and end with a fun one. And this is something I genuinely had no idea about until recently, and that is there was going to be an Atlas sword melee weapon in Exo Zombies. That's right. Exo Zombies was going to have a sword, boys. That's going to round up the video, lads. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and let me know down below in the comment section. I do plan on bringing out a video on every individual Black Ops game on what was removed zombies-wise, so be on the lookout for that. But on your screen now, and what has been for a little while, is another one of my videos, so if you click on that, I'll see you in just a few moments.